previously on Sidelined.
It means a lot to be a Boomer.
I mean, it speaks for itself that we are the oldest women's sporting club across any code in Australia.
This is probably one of the best teams that I played with overseas, on and off the court.
The connection that you can feel within a team is some of the strongest feelings of love that you can feel.
The WNBL is the Women's National Basketball League. It is the longest standing women's sports league in Australia. It was Bulleen, one of the first teams in the WNBL, got a long history and never won a championship. Finally, as an assistant coach, I got to be part of that very special day.
Because there was every chance that with the club being handed, or the licence being handed back to the league, that the club would be shut down after 33 years.
Ezi and I, players with free braids, will not be able to play unless we tied our hair up.
As a black female, I think hair is an important part of my culture.
I mean, I felt like there was a target towards, the people that wore their hair, and the people that had hair in free braids, were black.
Whether it's in braids or whether it's in its natural state, I'm very proud of my hair.
We're going to take the knee when the anthem's on.
If they're not able to wear their braids, then we're not playing the game.
Not playing the game or not, whatever they decided, we were 100% behind them.
So, if it meant that we didn't play in that first game, we weren't going to play.
So whether we win this championship or not, that'll be what I'm most proud of.
The Boomers, meanwhile, their first game of the season.
Boomer, 3, 1, 2, 3, right,
here we go. It's McKay and Magbegor to contest the tips. Assistance. Here's George again, where she's most comfortable. Makes her move. Straight away, they're looking to use that height advantage again. Davidson spinning, clinical. It's been an up and down affair so far in Bendigo. Boomers straight away off to the races. Mitchell.
I couldn't put my finger on what it was, but I think, it was a reality check.
Mitchell will fire. So the Melbourne Boomers still yet to hit a 3-ball in this one. Now 0-15 from 2. And that'll do it. So the Bendigo Spirit have upset the Melbourne Boomers on their home deck, 63-50.
After that game against Bendigo, I was like, boy, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Oh, crap, we've got a bit more work to do.
If I was a male athlete, I say it with a little bit of venom.
If I was a male athlete, wow.
If I were a man, wow, my life would be a lot different.
If I was a male athlete, I would be a lot less stressed. I mean, where do you start? In pay, adoration, respect? The list is, they're not even comparable, really.
Back in my day, my first few seasons, you played. You didn't get paid to play. You just played because it was the #1 league in Australia, and you wanted to be part of it. I remember one season I got $2,000, which was absolutely massive. They're called professional players, albeit we've still got a way to go with making it truly professional. In 2010-11, when we won that first grand final, which was just awesome and fabulous to be part of personally. Players were not professional back then. They did get paid, but it was only a little bit of money. I think we had a budget of around $80,000 for the whole team. You did it for the love of the sport.
It's definitely a lot easier to be a male athlete, I think. In Australia, in America, kind of all over the world. Obviously, financially, it's a lot easier. I think it's just, easier to be a male in sport at the moment.
My name is Penina Davidson. I'm a forward. I play for Melbourne Boomers, and I'm from New Zealand. It just feels like a losing battle, a lot. But you look on a highlight of just a woman playing basketball and the comments are horrendous. and it comes in the thousands. And it's just, like, the only takeaway you can think of is, why do people hate women so bad? I don't think we're being judged as an athlete. I think we're being judged on being a woman, which is off the bat unfair. I have an example I remember in Adelaide where we were in the grand final. Grand final, game 3, huge crowd actually. It was a decent crowd. And some kid won a half-court shot for 10 grand. And at the time, that was 3 grand more than some of my teammates. And that was like a slap in the face. So we have teammates who have to rush from training, and we've trained like, what, 2-3 hours including weights, rush off and go to work until 10 p.m., 6 p.m. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I leave training and go straight to work, and most of us do that, like, go straight to work. And yeah, it's hard. It's hard. My name is Rachel Brewster. I'm 25. I'm a shooting guard. There's always the same excuse of, well, women just don't get enough, like, there's just not the income there. We just don't get enough people at our games, or we don't get enough sponsorships. Like, people just don't want to watch women's sport. I think that we're pretty exciting to watch, but people just have the idea in their head that, like, oh, it's women's basketball, like, it's just not as good as the men's.
My name is Ezi Wright. I'm 31 years old. I'm a guard and I play for the Melbourne Boomers. To be able to pay my mortgage, I have a full-time job, and I wouldn't just be able to survive on just my basketball salary, where the team has film and training and weights after training. I'll usually try and do training before film, so getting in the gym at 6, which means waking up and leaving my house at 5, go to the gym, weights, straight after training, getting out of there as soon as I can, and then going home or into the office and working. And sometimes that meant working till 8 or 9 o'clock at night, depending on what my workload was like, and then waking up and doing it all again the next day.
Attached to you always, right?
Yeah. My baby. I'm putting in just as much time and just as much effort, and I mean, it's just as much of a commitment, but the pay is a fraction.
We shouldn't have to have players working different jobs. If they want to, of course, if they want to supplement their income they make from basketball, they can go work another job, but it shouldn't be a required thing to put food on the table, to pay your bills, or to live the lifestyle that you want. I'm Tess Madgen. I am a shooting guard, point guard, combo guard. I think that's the part that does bother me, is that we're not getting paid what we're worth compared to the males. There's no way that we're where we need to be, and there's no way we should be grateful for what we have. Everywhere Jack and I go together, he gets recognised for being Jack Madgen, part of Collingwood Football Club. I don't actually mind that, because he's constantly has to worry about where he is, what he's doing, what he's eating, what he's drinking and stuff, whereas they would have no idea who I am. I've been playing basketball for 14 seasons professionally, and Jack's probably earned nearly more money than me in 4 seasons of AFL.
Like, we should be household names. My name is Cayla Marie George. I am 32, almost 33 years old, or years young, and I play for the Melbourne Boomers at forward centre and point guard. For us as female athletes, we play year-round, all year round, multiple seasons. So there was a period there before COVID where I hadn't had an off-season in 12 years. 12 years. But I mean, I love it. I love this game. You couldn't do it. I'd go insane if you didn't love it and you did it that much. But yeah, upon reflecting during COVID, because we had a lot of time to reflect, I was like, dang, I've just done 12 years back-to-back-to-back seasons. It's wild. Wild. Sometimes I've read stuff about myself and it's been hard, You already feel pretty shit about a bad loss or a bad game, and then you've got people coming at you like, you didn't know. Like, well, yeah, mate. Like, I'm feeling pretty shit too, but thank you. Thanks for being so kind.
A male athlete in the NBA, like, they don't have to play year-round. They don't have to go to a different country almost every other year, live there for 8 months, and then come back. Like, they don't have to leave their families. Like, it's just so much thing that I think women sacrifice. It's just hard to keep doing, being away from your family and making those sacrifices as you get older. And there's just things that need to change and be put in place to, help, honestly. Like, it's not gonna change overnight, but I just think, we need to move in the right direction, which I feel like we are, but slow progress is better than no progress, I guess.
My name is Lindsay Allen. I am 27 years old. I'm a point guard, and I am from Metroville, Maryland, in the States. But I think, I wouldn't have to play like year-round if I was a guy. I would be able to make enough to just do one or the other. Just this whole kind of vibe of, women's basketball isn't as exciting. It's just not true.
I, still struggle to understand why people or fans don't respect the women's game as much as they respect the men's game, especially because, we do put our bodies through the same amount of work, amount of hours, just, physically and mentally as men do.
Yeah, I'd like it to be acknowledged as much as a male sport, and it's not just like, oh, that's a fun hobby.
I think it's just tough, when you live in a world where you were never supposed to thrive anyway.
Great job today, well done.
Together on 3, 1, 2, 3. Together.
Get a couple of those to pop in your eyelids.
It was how we reacted in the last 6-8 seconds of our shot clock, and our spacing was much better, and how we played off this stuff.
What's ET short for? What is it? Because he's only got little legs.
Love the booms. Together on 3, 1, 2, 3. Together!
And the Melbourne Boomers, as you said, probably the team to beat early in the season. We haven't seen the Perth Lynx yet. We'll talk about them a little bit more a little later on. But they've been in fantastic form. The Boomers, well, they've been perennial contenders in recent seasons. 4 consecutive final series, including a prelim last season. And all the early indications suggest that this season's squad might actually be their best yet as they go hunting their second championship. So it's game time. The Flames haven't beaten the Boomers since December 2018. They haven't beaten them at Kudos Arena since October of 2017. Away we go. Wednesday night action. Sydney and Melbourne from the Harbour City, and the Boomers straight into it through Madgen, the perfect start. Double team, opens George, Magbegor, and one. Joff to Magbegor, receives back to George, came through Mitchell. Cayla George is on the board as well. Madgen even more open, and she punishes the Flames. Back the other way, same story, and again that elevation from Ezi Magbegor. That vertical leap and the long arms, it's a tough combination to deal with. But George with the rebound, wants to go at Pizzy, and one. Big play from the skipper when her side needed it. George to Allen, sees an opportunity, goes herself. What a move, Lindsay Allen. Instead, it's Madgen at the other end who shoots two more. It's a perfect pre-Christmas road trip for the Deakin Melbourne Boomers. 3 games for 3 wins. They moved to 4-1 on the season, despite having played 4 of their 5 games on the road. They've now got 5 days to rest up over Christmas before regrouping to prepare for another away fixture against the Adelaide Lightning on December 30.
You know, watching that game against Sydney, it was like, boy, the Boomers are the real deal.
I am Carly Ernst and currently playing for the Melbourne Boomers, and this is my gorgeous little boy Kylan. Kylan was born the 8th of September 2021.
So 8th of September, we were basically starting pre-season.
Yeah. WNBL wasn't even in my mind.
I don't even know what type of mom I would be, but it's just like if I had to envision, Carly. Carly is it.
She's a superhero. I mean, you know, she's so fit. She's just crazy the way she's 4 months after having Kyle and she's already out here playing against us. Like, I just actually can't imagine it.
I'm sure it hasn't been easy for her, just being a first-time mother and just having to handle that. But I think, you know, we just respect her so much, and she's handled it with so much class and so much poise that I guess it kind of inspires you to be like, hey, you know, maybe this is something I could do, or maybe this is actually possible. And also helping your baby is as, you know, non-fussy as Kylan as well.
When I had Kylan, I didn't really have this WNBL season in mind. I had my contract with Waverley, so this off season coming. And then my body felt really good, and when I got contacted by Melbourne that they were interested for me to play, it was sort of like, why not? I feel good. They wanted me to play, so I thought I'd give it a go, and it's all going really well so far, and I'm loving it.
Like, I've seen players, you know, have kids and come back and play, and like they have their kids around, but like to see it firsthand and like everyone's picking up Kylan. Like, I see him every day, like in his new like outfits. He had the shoes on.
All right, darling. I was a little bit nervous at the start bringing him in because I wasn't sure how he was going to be on the sidelines, if he was just going to cry the whole time. I didn't want to be a distraction, you know, coming in the middle of the season to the girls, but I think coming in now, it's the best thing I've ever done. He's so loved on the sidelines and so well looked after, and just as happy as anything. And you know, the girls have really welcomed us into the team, and yeah, we're so lucky and so grateful to have this opportunity.
I tell her all the time, I'm like, you are amazing. Like, just looking at her, like she's literally a superhuman mom.
I don't know how she does it. And then, you know, when I wake up in the morning, all I have to do is make myself a coffee, take my dogs for a walk and head out the door for practice, whereas Carly she's got a whole child to look after and get ready to come to practice as well. Make sure all his needs are met. Even when she's at practice, you know, I do not know how she concentrates.
When I used to play, I could go home, I could relax, I had my own time to recover, I could sleep all night, feel fresh for the next day. But I think now, like leaving the house in the morning, it's not just packing my own bag, it's what does Kylan need, his bottle's ready, got all his stuff packed for the day, and then sort of when you get home you kind of want to switch off or have a nap or things, but then, you know, I've got this little guy to look after, which I absolutely love. And he definitely he takes your mind off things, you know, if you've had a bad game or a bad training, it's kind of like he just brings you back down to earth to go, it's not all about basketball. Like, I've got this little thing here and he makes me happy, so yeah.
We're complaining about our sleep and we're tired, and she has a whole 5-month-old, so I guess my complaints can lessen.
There's, you know, all the policies that are in place now that help us as mums to return to sport, which I think is just amazing. And, you know, we're pretty lucky that, it makes me emotional a little bit, that we get to come to training and see him on the sideline. We're so lucky and privileged that we get to do what we love and, you know, have them on the sidelines with you. So it's pretty special.
As a female athlete, we either have to sacrifice playing sport and doing our job, or having a family, and it's hard.
Whatever option you choose, kind of like, if you do choose to have, you know, become pregnant and have a child, you kind of have to take almost a year off, just in terms of like when you are, you know, actually pregnant, you know, a few months in, and then after, you know, postpartum, you kind of have to figure out how to get back into it. And it's just really tough. And also you realize things change when you become a mother, I assume. So it's just like, you know, I want to spend time with my baby, and I want to spend time with my family, and I want to have more kids possibly. But it's just like, okay, how do I do this? And how do I not feel bad for wanting to, you know, spend time with my child, or just sacrifice certain things, or maybe even go back to work as a mother and just like not feel bad about leaving your child with someone else and someone else's care, and just kind of like having to figure that out. But yeah, it's just like kind of what we have to do.
We're having to make a really hard choice of when we start a family, and then sacrifice. That would be sacrificing your best years of playing the sport that you've chosen to play.
I do. I want me baby Kylans. Yeah, okay. I want me a couple of them.
That's it.
You know, I definitely think about if I want to have kids while I'm still playing, after I'm playing. I mean, the WNBA has just started, you know, giving us maternity leave. But a whole now women's league having maternity leave, but let me stop.
It's 20 years.
I would want him to see just how strong I am, and I was. I think coming back 4 months after a baby is pretty crazy. But just to see that I've come back to do what I love, and like he was able to be a part of it all, which I think is just so special.
Together on 3, 1, 2, 3, together.
He loves you, guys. I don't know if he loves you or hates you, but he's always looking at you.
He's always looking and listening. He's doing much better than most of our team, ain't you, man?
That work was huge. No, your third call.
And welcome to round 5 of WNBL action here in Adelaide. It is the first game of a 3-game round 5 slate, and Adelaide are hosting the ladder-leading Melbourne Boomers. The Boomers are coming in with a ladder-leading 4-1 record, and they've been rolling.
They have been. They had a bit of a shaky start with that early loss, but they've really picked themselves up, and they're really hitting their straps coming into this season.
Well, after falling to Bendigo in their season opener, they've won 4 straight by an average winning margin of over 16 points per game, including, Steph, 2 wins over their arch rivals and reigning champions, the Southside Flyers, by 19 points and 15 points respectively.
Okay, girls, we're in really good shape. Like, we're looking really sharp. Love how our team's coming together. We know how to execute our stuff. You guys spoke about when the game's tight, better to connect together, come together really hard, get on the page, let our system do the work. You work the system, but believe in that, believe in each other, and you know, we'll find a way to get it done. So That's what the aim of it is tonight. We're going to play our D and keep working that stuff, and they'll have their spurts at home, and they've got plenty of shooters. Doesn't matter. So we just want to stay locked into what we want to do, keep working hard for each other. We'll have a great game today. All right.
All right, again, thank you, Lord Jesus, for these amazing warrior women that stand in this circle with me. And I thank you that you just fill all of our hearts, souls, spirits with peace and joy as we go through this season, that we can delete everything that people are saying about us on the outside of our bubble, in the media, other people, other teams, friends, whatever, target on our backs, who cares? Let's just enjoy this process. And I pray and thank you for allowing us to enjoy the process and have fun doing it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Let's go.
Boomers on 3, 1, 2, 3. Boomers! Guys, what are you doing here? Players only! What are you doing?
Steely looks there over on the Melbourne bench. Guy Malloy addressing his troops. They're searching for their first WNBL championship under Malloy. They've been to the playoffs 4 straight seasons. It's been a successful tenure so far for him. Looking to add that title to the resume. Here we go. Magbegor wins the tip for the Boomers. Here's Allen. Melbourne with the first possession. Tiffany Mitchell. George, great pass inside. Ezi finishes it off. Melbourne with the first bucket. Shot clock winding down. Mitchell defended well by Talbot. Stepping away. Oh, Mitchell, that's all class. Williams ahead. And the Lightning on the fast break. They've been dominating there early. You like a bit of constructive feedback. Mitchell, she's got some space to go. And the trend continues for Melbourne.
And Van Adelaide yet again pushing the ball.
Melbourne do a decent job of getting back, but Williams draws the foul, pumps her fists, and Adelaide continue their run. What? 3 point guards out there for the Boomers. Madgen wide open. Now 0 of 12 in the game from long range, Melbourne. In the corner, here's Madgen attacking the basket. There's the corner 3 for Allen. This time they get it done. Melbourne with their first triple. 5 points is the margin. The Adelaide Lightning 34 lead the Melbourne Boomers 29, and the Boomers came back a little bit in that second quarter, Steph, but it has really been the Lightning that have been the story so far.
Penetrate again like that old spiritual stuff. We'll pick their defense apart.
They keep attacking, they can't play defense on us. They cannot at all.
So you guys have got to back yourselves. So make sure you can see the board. This cut looks dangerous all the time. Don't always have to cut to the middle. Cut to the baseline and get yourself out. There is no one in this league that can guard us if the ball moves and we commit to the process of our execution. And we spoke about it, the weakness becomes if it's like, well, I'll just kind of create it on my own, and everyone starts creating it on their own, and then we don't have a common platform to play out of. And that's the trap that we've fallen into here a little bit. So get back to what we know and what we believe in, and we're getting great shots, and we're getting a ton of free throws, so those shots we've got to believe that they'll drop, and we've got to keep taking them if we want to win the game, right? Okay, all right, here we go.
2.5 on the clock.
Together on 3, 1, 2, 3, together.
Just chipped their way back in the second period. 2-possession ball game, big second half coming up. Tess, nice dime from Madgen.
Solid finish there for Panina.
Melbourne need a response. Both teams have had their struggles from long range. Melbourne more so. 1 of 13 in the first half.
Making each other really work for those scores.
Another stop there on cue. Talbot hasn't been going their way, that's for sure. Oh,
Great
Talbot.
cut there and great pass.
Sam Simons, third triple of the ball game.
Big shot from Sam Simons. That's fantastic from the young gun here. And
Talbot.
Nice from Talbot right there. Fancy bit of footwork.
Mitchell finds her way three and just missing again. Adelaide just getting stop after stop at the moment. Melbourne have managed just one solitary point this quarter. Yet another stop for Adelaide. Melbourne now just 3 points in the period. Smith tacks it back out. So Adelaide somehow retain it. So Williams draws the foul. The Adelaide Lightning get it done on their home deck, 65-53. A big-time win over the ladder-leading Melbourne Boomers. Steph, how did you see that one play out?
That was a great game to watch, and it just showed that the Adelaide that we saw in the first quarter was also the Adelaide we saw in the last quarter, and they just are a great team that can really push the ball and have a lot of scoring power. So, yeah, even though the Boomers are the ladder leaders, Adelaide are definitely a team to watch.
But as I said, I think that the thing we've got to reflect on and get better is, it was a struggle to get us to adhere to running our stuff. Like we're all over the freaking place. The whole game. We call a set and I look up and someone's immediately in the wrong spot. Okay, that's it. Let's get ready to move out.
Have you tested his ending without English?
Okay, as all of you probably know that I've been the Boomers coach here for a very long time. I'm actually going into the 9th season here coaching the club, and I'm just announcing to all of you today that it's my 9th season, but it's also my final season coaching the club. So, the most difficult decision that I've ever had to make. So what I'm doing is I'm not retiring and raising goats or anything like that.
Okay.
Which would be an interesting proposition for me. I'm actually going to be moving to New Zealand full time. So I've had a great opportunity put in front of me to be the full-time coach of their national program. This club's been heart and soul for me, and I've given everything I have, every fibre of my being for the 9 years while I've been here, to be very, very proud and to be the coach at this point when it's time to go. I just think we're in wonderful shape. So we've got a very talented, connected bunch of young ladies here who just represent our club with class and distinction and mastery and a whole range of things that I absolutely 150% believe are good enough to go and claim a first ever championship for the Melbourne Boomers, which we've been close for so long and we're not quite there, but I reckon that this is the team that can do it.
You know, guys leaving, it's the end of an era. I mean, it can only be put that way. You know, 2013 to 2022, it was his baby. It was his mission. And it's an end of an era, and now we begin a new one. He had some fantastic teams and playing an exciting brand that everybody loved to come and watch. The only thing is, he just couldn't get that title. In my experience as a player and as a coach, to be a good coach, it's not just about knowing the X's and O's, it's also about the ability to get your team to buy in to what you're selling. And Guy had that. And on top of that, he was a great communicator with his players. He had really good relationships with his players.
He's definitely had the biggest impact on the way I play the game, and he's taught me so much. So couldn't be more grateful for that and super happy for him. But yeah, I think after Cayla and I were just like, oh my God, what are we going to do next year? For him to not be there, you know, we just want to send him out the right way this season. He definitely deserves a WNBL championship after the huge impact he's had on the league.
So just winning the championship would just put, you know, the cherry on the cake. Not the cake. Milkshake, ice cream, one of those. Whatever cherries go on.
When we do win it, it'll mean a lot for us and a lot just being able to do it for Guy, who's meant so much to us and just to the club.
That's at the back of our minds, just, you know, wanting to win a championship for, you know, everyone else on the team, but for Guy as well, especially because we've fallen short I've fallen short the last 3 years, and the team has fallen short the last 3 years, and obviously before I was here as well, they fell short in the grand final, so it means a lot to just win for Guy this year.
It's a lot of pressure to say, it's Guy's last year, championship, we have to win it, we have to win it, like it's a lot. I mean, Guy's leaving, and of course we want the absolute best send-off for him, but we also have the process to focus on, and I don't want us to get caught up in that yet. We can get caught up with that when we need to get caught up with that. We can take emotions from that when we need to take emotions from that. Guy's last season. Boomers need to win. They haven't and should have the last 4 years. Like, no, you know what I mean? There's a lot like, oh, this is such a strong team. Boomers always have strong teams. Boomers always have a target on their backs. Boomers always have big Opals. So there's just all this pressure. We just need to...
Free throw shooter on the season. Goes 2 of 2. Ice running through her veins. Game clock at 10 seconds. Madgen looks to get open. Magbegor to tie it up. Can't make it count. George back out to Garrick. She misses as well. Townsville hang on. They're off to the grand final. In the most dramatic of fashion, the Townsville Fire make this venue a winning one once again, and they will play the Southside Flyers in the decider on Sunday.
There's a clear, healthy rivalry between Townsville and the Melbourne Boomers. They played a best-of-3 grand final series in Townsville, the third game, and lost. They played him the next year in the semi-final and got booted out and lost again. This is a team that was definitely Melbourne Boomers' nemesis. And lo and behold, in 2022, we see that happen again.
It's a warm one in Melbourne today, 33 degrees, and the cheesy sportscaster segue would be to say that it's also a hot one in here. Inside the boombox, the Melbourne Boomers, who are 6-2, they look every bit like the best team in the competition, up against the Townsville Fire, and it's a rematch of last year's preliminary final. At that, it was the Boomers who were eliminated from the playoff race by the Townsville Fire. The tougher ask here up against a team who, at their best, Laurie, I think it's fair to say, look every bit as the best team in the competition, along with the Perth Lynx.
I certainly feel that Melbourne have the edge, especially without Billings, but Townsville are pretty gutsy, and I know they go in with the feeling that they can beat anybody.
All right, guys, let's do 1 minute here of my self-timed alarm of mindfulness. Let's go, positive thoughts. Okay, so today I'm going to absolutely own the glass and I'm going to have a lot of energy.
I'm going to run the floor and set good screens.
I'm going to take care of the ball and push the ball.
Ooh. I'm going to bring energy on defense and play smart on offense.
So energy on the D?
Lots.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to sprint the court and bring energy on that D.
Oh, I see. I'm going to run the lanes and get good ball pickup.
Together on 3, 1, 2, 3, together!
These two teams played out the preliminary final last year where Townsville were able to prevail. Really surprised everyone to go all the way through to the final last year, eliminating the Boomers. It's Townsville and the Boomers, and away we go in the boombox. Allen up top to George, down low Magbegor, second attempt, it's up and it's in. Here's Allen, pulls up off the dribble, and that's good. So hot start for Melbourne.
Well, so far they look like they brought their A game today, which is a good thing for Boomer fans.
Going to be one hell of a unit, the Melbourne Boomers, as Madgen along the baseline. Great work, finds her way to the basket and kisses it off the window for 2. Madgen recovers it, earns. Allen inside, links up with George in the reverse layup. 5 seconds left in the quarter. Allen drives up top. Ezi right, catch and shoot, yes. 3 more for the Boomers. Mitchell creates herself off the dribble. The fadeaway, gorgeous shot from the baseline. Tiffany Mitchell. Tough couple of days for the Fire. Now they find themselves 16 down.
It was an honour. She's got the foot speed and hard to the basket.
Cully earns back, bullies her way through, links up with Ezi right with the basket. That'll do us to half-time. So in the end, 50-35, the Melbourne Boomers lead it by 15 points, where both teams shot the ball at an astounding clip, Laurie, in that second quarter.
The slip in the match-up zone.
Yeah.
On the roll.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting anything we want on offense.
Girls, overall, fantastic first half. Just a couple of tweaks that we need to make defensively. So we're going to stay with our gap and through on the side. That looks really strong. But on the mid, stay with green. But on the re-screen, let's white.
Keep passing the ball, all right? Let's not come out at half-time, all right, and play an offense where we're over-dribbling. Keep passing the ball. When we're getting the ball through hands, we're getting really clean looks at the hoop, all right? Cut with intent. All right, cut with intent and get a teammate open on the screen. Keep moving the ball through hands on the pass. When we do that, we look superb. We catch you 2 points, we can.
Yeah. I mean, whenever we've got it like 1, 2 here, it's fucking wide open.
It's all over.
Yeah.
Right, defensively, remember the re-screen is a green or white now. None of our other rules are the same. Here we go. Have a great quarter.
Together, 3, 1, 2, 3, together.
Both teams shot the ball at an astounding clip, Laurie, in that second quarter. Freed starts the scoring in the second half, so the gap closed to 13. Nicholson driving, left-handed finish.
Wow, you can just see the energy as Megan. Well, that's exactly the start they would have wanted, and they've got it under 10 now, which is, you know, now you've got things that you can do with that margin.
Down low to Ezi. Ezi goes to work on McSpadden. Shot up, no good. Payne had hands on it. Shot up there from Madgen, left it short. Rebound for Sutton. Away she goes in transition, takes on Madgen. Shot up off the window, and it's good. Magbegor to Madgen, shot block Sutton. Out to Allen, clean look for three. Can't connect, and Townsville recover it.
All those shots were dropping in the first half of the third quarter and just aren't falling now for the Boomers. Dare I say it, every time I commentate, I think I'm saying overtime.
Momentum totally with the road team. Nicholson for the go-ahead bucket. She knocks it down. Nicholson up top, who has been enormous. Takes on Mitchell. Step back, two more. Lauren Nicholson with the second half takeout. What a finish. Shook Sutton straight through the lane. Shot goes up, no good. Melbourne ball. 15 seconds to go, down by a bucket. Here's Lindsay Allen. To George up top. She doesn't take the shot. Back to Allen. Allen into the corner. Madgen for three. Misfires. They run out of time. Townsville complete the comeback of the season in one of the best games and comebacks you'll see in the WNBL for many years. From 20 down, second leg of a back-to-back, they come all the way back to beat the Boomers by a basket.
Is this really happening? I mean, we had a huge lead at the half, and then the fire got hot, if you know what I mean.
The Melbourne Boomers aspect of all of this, it is part of the conversation. So they're 6-3. They've had a couple of games this year where they lost to Bendigo and Adelaide. They put up only 58 points against the Spirit and 53 points against the Lightning. They put up 50 in the first half tonight and then only 16 after half time. It feels like they have these stretches in games where they just go ice cold from long range. And again, they struggled offensively tonight.
First of all, let me ask a question, particularly the five starters. Mentally, what happened? I'm seriously confused why we just couldn't bury that team. What's in our makeup? So you got to understand that people think that we have a soft underbelly. So the way to beat the Boomers is to bash them, first of all. Okay, so we dealt with that a little bit tonight. And then the second thing is they'll go cold and then they can't regroup. It's time for this team to damn well perform under pressure. I don't want any more. Well, we had good looks, we just didn't make them. It's not how this team's put together. Listen to them hoop it up at our home court. Damn well swept us last year. We walk into this, we're 20-something points up, and we give it back to them. Okay, I'll wear the shit all week. It's my fault, my bad. That's how it goes. I'll answer all the questions. Let's have everyone have their hands in. We've got to stay together. We have to get better and win next week.
Together on three, 1, 2, 3. Together.
The good news is, in sport, you don't have to wait too long before you get back on the horse. And in 8 days' time, the Boomers got to go up to Townsville.